We've had a good year. The network performance has been the best performance we've ever recorded. It's not luck, it's hard graft, and it's focused effort. Still work to do, but we've done very, very well. Customers have rated us over 82% satisfaction. You know, it's pretty darn good. So it says to me we're doing a lot of the right things. And the shareholder, at the end of the day, we've got one of our better financial performances as well. We've exceeded our budgetary expectations. We've met all our operational requirements in terms of our SCI. So all those things are telling us we've done very well for the year. This is the first time in our recent history where we've actually, in fact in our history, where we've actually got SAIDI performance across both regions of less than 90 minutes. So when we're looking at the overall network, this is quite a remarkable level of performance coming through. When you think about the planning we've put in place for our smart grid investment, and then the mobilisation of capacity to actually do the work, and then the targeting and prioritisation of work on the network, that's taken us quite a number of years to actually get all lined up and implemented effectively. So, you know, from that point of view, those dividends are now starting to be earned. We made some pretty good progress around the communications platform that we want to put in place for the distribution automation, and started the self-healing network capability into a Taupo region. So whilst not finished, very good solid inroads into that requirement for our business. Another sort of challenging job we've had this year, I think, is the implementation of our advanced distribution management system. Whilst that's still got another 5 months to run before we go live on it, I think that's quite a good step up for the management operation of our network. Very pleased with not only the commitment that's gone onto it, but also the fact that it's, you know, on time, on budget. We've got quite an array of activities that are supporting that overarching set of demands. To do that, we've obviously got partnerships that we've formed with leading technology businesses to assist us in delivering the outcomes we're looking for. But we've also had to spend a lot of time on research and development to make sure that we're putting the effort in those places that are going to have the best impact for our business. And that's what we've been investing in terms of both the technology we're deploying and where we get the best bangs for the buck in terms of giving service. Research and development takes 2 to 3 years to actually bring to fruition, but the benefits of it are quite profound. The other sort of highlight for the year too was around the work we've done with the Taranui Hydro Scheme for Trustpower. Connecting that in the northern part of our network was quite a challenging job in terms of the extent of work that had to be done across relatively challenging terrain, which is quite remote from base. The boys really did perform very well to actually get that done in the timeframes we had and in the conditions we had to operate in. What's been quite pleasing is delivering on the airport connection that we had to put through this year under relatively short time frames. It's not only a big job that we had to do this year, but it also is, I think, quite an important development for Hawke's Bay that's been put in place by the airport company. So certainly that job was a pretty good milestone for us to have had this year, and that was both in terms of electrical connection and our fibre optics service going into there for Unison Fibre. Fibre has been very successful in customer attraction and working very closely with the retail service providers both in Taupo, Rotorua and Hawke's Bay. The focus has been on building the network. We believe that we've set a good foundation for it to go forward. We've got a very good team of people driving that business for us, but it is an evolving and developing market capability. In terms of ETIL has been developing its business capability over the last 12 months. ETIL's expanded reasonably significantly now into the Australian market, predominantly on the eastern seaboard, and has managed to secure good long-term contracts for supply into distributors in the Australian market, particularly in Queensland and Victoria. And so that's been quite a central part in developing the capabilities around the range of transformers that they manufacture. At the end of the day, customers are central to the whole philosophy we have around the business. When you're trying to look at the customer, then you kind of work back and say, what are the things that customers value? That then gives us a set of strategies that we have to put in place to actually deliver on that proposition. And that comes back to efficiency, effectiveness, productivity and performance. In a competitive market, customers, if they don't get good service or you don't value them as customers, they have choices. They go somewhere else and get that service, get that product. So if we work on that philosophy as a business to say, well, look, customers important, it's about what they need to either have the standard of living they want to have or the basic fundamental comforts of a modern society. We've got to respond to those requirements, and we've got a plan to enable us to do that in a seamless and a consistent and a long-term way. That's why we need to anticipate and look at how customer demands and needs will evolve over time. This is why we look at solar PV, why we look at electric vehicles, why we know that power quality is important to customers when they have expensive gear that requires a high level of power quality. People working from home. There are fundamental things I think we've got to recognise in our business. Firstly, we're here to provide services. We then have to recognise how do you deliver that service, and you deliver the service through your people. So we've got to make sure that our people are well equipped to do the job. Our people recognise the customer, they understand that we're there to provide the service to customer, and so as a team we've got to work together to actually deliver on that promise. The real glue that makes this work is our investment in our people. We know that's recognised by our community as well, and it's demonstrated mostly when we actually, things can happen to our network through major weather events and so forth, and people see our people out there at all hours and all conditions trying to get supply back on. But they also recognise it by actually how we are working in the community as well, and sometimes that's through the sponsorship stuff we're doing, or when we're working for other community groups in terms of supporting those community groups. I think that whole rounded approach to how we look at our people makes a little bit of difference for Unison relative to others. That's about the game we're in. It's about our people, it's about our customers, and it's about providing service. We can tick all the boxes. That's delightful to be able to report that we have done very well across the board, not just financial, not just quality, not just people, but across all those aspects of our business. So a very solid year, very pleasing year, and a year that I'm very proud of with our team.